So I'll talk about Pinterest, not your ordinary social media platform. The company, the stock is actually down 45% year to date, but the business itself might do much better than what you think or what you have heard. So last quarter, we can see a revenue still grew 43% globally year over year, internationally outpacing the US market, 96% year over year. And then the US is still growing at 33% year over year as well, just above that $500 million. Now comes the most attractive part here for the bulls and the bears. We can see that obviously growth for monthly active users in the United States has been decreasing now 10% year over year. Globally, it's just up 1% and international just a mere 4%. So in the past 2 quarters or so, monthly active users has declined quarter over quarter. But if you look at the past quarter before that, you can see clearly that COVID has pushed those numbers up quite significantly. One of the main reasons why those users are going down is because during COVID, a lot of people were bored. A lot of people were staying at home. So what can you do? They just go on Pinterest, maybe sign up, get inspired, see what's going on there. But maybe those users weren't the target users for Pinterest for the long run, and those might not be monetizable. So that's maybe one of the reasons why they're losing those users in the past couple of quarters. Obviously, this is something you want to see stop, because losing users in any way you can put it is not very, very, very positive. Now, moving on to the average revenue per user, still going up and growing quite significantly. International is still a fraction of what the US is, growing 81% year over year to just 38 cents. And US is growing 44%, so they are monetizing their users quite nicely. Also internationally, in a lot of markets, they're not monetizing at all as of today. That will obviously change moving forward, and that is already changing right now. And then I'm going to talk about 2 other things. It's shopping on Pinterest. So I have a couple of cute facts here. So people who use Pinterest weekly are 7 times more likely to use it, to say it's the most influential platform in their purchase journey compared to social media platforms. Now, shoppers on Pinterest have 85% bigger baskets than shoppers on other platforms, and they spend twice as much per month. 7 in 10 pinners say that Pinterest is where they go to find new products, ideas, or services they can trust. And then lastly, people on Pinterest are 40% more likely to say they love shopping compared to people who don't use Pinterest. Then native checkout. Right now, when you go on Pinterest, you try and buy stuff, you will get redirected to the seller's website, but they are working on native checkout and they've been testing it out right now. Now imagine the effect this will have once you go on Pinterest. You get inspired, put everything in your basket, and then you can check out very, very easily. It's good for users, great for sellers, and incredible for advertisers. I'll end with maybe a bit more time. Pinterest is not your ordinary shopping spot, and what better plug than Meta right after their announcement, tweeting out, "So excited to literally walk through around and explore our Pinterest boards in the Metaverse." So I'm very excited for Pinterest moving forward.
2 questions, I guess. A, do you use Pinterest personally? And B, do you know any plans or any attempts they have to expand their addressable market into, I hate to make it a gender thing, but I don't know many male friends that use Pinterest, and basically every female friend I have does use Pinterest. Is there something that could change there down the line?
So I use Pinterest, but not that much, just because I wanted to redesign my room. So I went on it and got a bit inspired. But yeah, you got a point. Most of their users are female, and I think it's going to stay like this for a while, unless this native checkout and shopping experience really, really catches on for both male and female. Because imagine if you're a gamer or whatnot, you want to redesign, you want to have a gaming room, you go on Pinterest and you can buy everything you need with just a couple of clicks with shoppable pins, etc. So maybe that's one way. It's probably a way they know they're going to go there over time.
Do you think they're going to be bought out?
If they didn't accept, I don't know, we don't know the details, but if it didn't happen until today, I don't think it will happen anytime soon, because right now they are cheap, much cheaper. I think next year they'll probably grow, so it will become more expensive. And again, if we're talking about those huge companies like Microsoft buying them out, spending $30, maybe $40 billion, I don't think that will pass. PayPal, maybe yes, but then again, I don't think if they would like to sell to PayPal.
Yeah, thanks for the awesome pitch. A really good overview of their business. I wanted to know from you about their unit economics, like what is their user acquisition cost and what's the lifetime value and how much of it is monetized. Like, for example, if their lifetime value is $100 for a user and they have only monetized like $30, that means we have a runway of $70 per user. So I want to know that.
So you're asking me tricky questions here. Unfortunately, I do not have the numbers for you right next to me. But if you look at the numbers I did give with the average revenue per user, right now, obviously internationally, not monetizing very well. You can clearly see the numbers, it's just a fraction of the United States, but that's, so if you compare it to Facebook and others, you know that United States and Europe is usually higher than other markets. But if you take the average, there's still a long way to go there. So I would assume that right now they're not monetizing great. And like I said, in a lot of markets, they're not monetizing at all. They advertise, but they don't monetize. So there's a negative, but that has to change over time, especially if you're an investor, you would like to see that change.
So, hey, Neil, great job on the pitch. Now, obviously, I've been a Pinterest user for a very long time. Maybe 5-6 years now. Yeah, a woman. But in the last couple of years, I don't see a lot of changes on Pinterest, right? So as a user, I like the platform. It's been great, but there's nothing that they've brought in terms of innovation. In my opinion, nothing great, no great catalyst. So in your opinion, what do you think they can do differently to take the stock or the company to the next level?
Great question. And I agree. I think this is a known thing for Pinterest users and Pinterest shareholders. And the company is known to move slowly because they don't want to make harsh changes that might jeopardize the user experience of the product. But more recently, they have been adding couple of new things, live features. You can stream live, then have shoppable pins there. Native checkout is going to be huge when that comes out. So they have been moving maybe slowly, but in the right way. And as for the other side, because for the user side, that's one thing, but for the advertisers, they've been doing quite a good job. And the results are showing, because there were some stats here, I forgot to add them, that when you post on Pinterest, the lifetime cycle of that post is, I think, 4 to 6 months. When you post on other social media platform, it's usually a day or two, and then it's dead. So for advertisers, that's extremely good.
Wow, great! I didn't know that. Thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
I was curious, as they're working towards their international expansion and I guess monetization, are there, if you had kind of say two things that you saw as like one really great opportunity they have that you see them being able to capture and the other side of it would be, what do you think is their biggest challenge as they move more deeply into international environment?
Right, so their biggest challenge overall is that they are moving slow. They're moving very, very slow for a tech company, social media, social commerce platform. They're moving slow. As for opportunity, look, when I'm using Pinterest, I'm in Europe, you're in the United States, so I have a different experience on the app. I don't see that many ads. I don't see that many shoppable pins. That's maybe because I'm in a certain area and it's not enabled yet. But that's certainly something that I would like to see change. I would like to go on Pinterest and sometimes I find something incredible. I want to buy it. Eventually I go on Amazon and buy it and not do it through Pinterest. So that's something that obviously I would love for it to change. And I've been hearing this from a lot of Pinterest users. They find a lot of great stuff there, but eventually they land on Amazon and buy it there.